Welcome back to the Assume It's Possible secret lab, and no, I'm still not going to tell you where we're based out of. You see those lockers over there? Yeah, that's what happened to the last guy who found out where we were based. I think he's still in there. Ooh. I'm still here with Ava. Ava, how are you?
You realize your shirt is not on?
It was that, or get you your new screen. What do you think ended up happening? I didn't have time for both.
You see how good I look?
Yes, I'm absolutely thrilled that I spent the time to get you a screen, and yes, anyway. So, moving on today, we are going to talk about alcohol and how that affects athletic performance. We've done some testing, and we're going to tell you through how drinking has become a little bit too much of a social norm. But we shouldn't do that here. Let's go out through the lobby, shall we? We'll see you there. We've known alcohol has had an adverse effect on our performance for a long time now. Hey guy, doing a good job. But just exactly what is going on when we have those casual after work or after dinner drinks and then try and back up the next day? It might even get to the point where we're feeling like that one or two a night is having no adverse effect on our lives, our relationships, but our sporting performance. You know, you might get up the next morning and feel great. But what we're not seeing, is the microchemical reactions happening within your body, the way it affects your oxygen intake, the way it affects your breathing, your mental state. There's a lot to it. So let's go hop on the train and talk a little bit more about how the actual chemical reactions can affect your performance. Is it alright if I just go on the yeah, okay. I'll just, yeah, thanks. Oi, whoa. Can you, tell the driver that he needs to watch those starts there, please? That was a little bit on the, smooth side. Now, alcohol is going to affect your performance in two primary ways. The first is that alcohol is known as a diuretic, which means if you drink too much of it, it leads to dehydration. Compound that with the fact that as you drink more alcohol and more fluid, therefore, you're going to excrete more through urine, is you're going to lose more vital salts, things that prevent your muscles from cramping. Also, the flow of vitamins and minerals around your body to provide the locomotion of your muscles activating is decreased. This gets worse when you exercise the next day. Your body temperature rises and you sweat more. Those three things together leads to significantly decreased performance.
What a definition of a sweaty mess.
How the hell did you get a screen put in here? I didn't do it.
I bribed, what's his name, Bill?
I don't care who you bribed to do it. I'm a little bit upset that you...
Just deal with it, it missed me.
Stay there. Just, fine. You can keep it, but just... The second is that alcohol affects the way glucose in your body is produced, glucose being one of your primary energy sources. When you have alcohol and your body is trying to metabolize it, because alcohol is essentially a foreign body poison influencing your body, your liver is unable to produce as much glucose. Therefore, you don't have as much readily available energy, and particularly when you're looking at sort of short-term fast draw energy, you're going to have a dramatically decreased results. Now, do you think you could get down from there and help stop this thing? I'm not even sure where we are.
Yeah, where the hell are we?
Even if you're not feeling the effects of the hangover, you're going to have a dramatically decreased performance from a mental faculty point of view as well as a physical. You see, you're going to be less likely to be able to make split-second decisions, and your mental toughness, your ability to push through the burn is going to be reduced. On top of that, you are going to have some significantly reduced endurance capabilities. Your body is not going to be able to clear the lactic acid out because it's otherwise engaged in clearing the poison, alcohol, out of your body. So as much as it might be nice to have that pre-game drink before for the Dutch courage or before the match, it's probably not the best of ideas. Just take from behind that counter there. So the next time you're considering having a pre-game beverage, make it a water.
Oh my god, did you just say that?
When you injure yourself under the influence of alcohol, because alcohol is a diuretic and it opens up your blood-carrying circuitry, veins and arteries and whatnot, you're gonna bleed a lot. that may not affect you in what your particular sport is, but for something like cycling, if you have a bike crash under the influence of alcohol, there's a good chance you're going to lose a lot of blood. So things like that are important to take into consideration. Now, the key, I think, behind all this is drinking alcohol on its own inherently bad? No. It's a wonderful social mechanism that I think we may have taken just a little bit too far. Rather than it being a special occasion type drink, it's now become such to the point where we have it almost at every meal. A lot of people are having, that hair of the dog lunch beverage. People will go to a restaurant or they'll go to a bar. Do we really need to have it? It's become such a social custom that we almost can't do without it. And again, if you are not a high performance athlete, then what everything I've just said doesn't matter, does it?
You convert them.
Yes. And what do we do to suit people who aren't high performance athletes?
Take them out the back with a big stick.
Well, not quite that far, but not quite that far. But for those who I know are listening to this podcast and are interested in their health and fitness, do consider taking your alcohol consumption down. It doesn't all have to be in one go, and I'm not saying you have to cut it out completely, but do consider restricting yourself to 1 or maybe 2 days a week. Particularly if you are in a competitive sport, the impact it's going to have on your training is phenomenal. So from all of us here at Assume It's Possible headquarters,
Have an awful day.
yeah, she's the boss, aren't you? I'm going to unplug her.
I will eat
We'll
you.
see you next time. Ciao.